Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lukenessmonster. Today we're going to be reviewing the long-awaited Star Wars The Black Series Anakin and Obi-Wan 2-pack, the Duel on Mustafar. This thing is super freaking cool. It is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, but it is available on Hasbro Pulse. Flipping around to the side here, we do have the bio. And I don't normally go over bio, so you can pause and read it if you would like. But there is actually a typo. It says Sith Lord Dark Vader instead of Darth Vader. So that is quite interesting, especially on such a highly desired set. But other than that, for the box, it is pretty simple, but there is a slip cover on this thing, so you can slide the slip cover off. Before I do that though, I'll give you guys a little tease. I want to talk about this artwork on the front. We have this super cool, like, glossy black artwork with Obi-Wan on this side, Anakin on this side, and the lightsaber clash in the middle. It is just super clean, it's super cool, and it's like printed in this glossy black, so if the light doesn't hit it right, it kind of just looks plain, but if it hits it right, you get this amazing, super cool artwork, and I just absolutely love this, and I hope that BlackSeries does more artworks like this in the future. Anyway, slipping off the cover to take a look at the box here, we have got such a work of art. For in-box collectors, this is amazing. This is how most people are going to present it in box. And it just looks super cool. They're already in a fighting pose. We have, of course, the platform here on this side, the mining droid on this side, and all the lava effects on the bottom. It's just such a cool box. Nothing else for the sides and back of the box. But yeah, I'm just so beyond excited to get this thing open. Let's go ahead, crack it open, and take a close look at everything this set has to offer. Alrighty, so we got these two figures out of the box, and I gotta say, these are just some of the best Black Series figures ever made, hands down. Obviously, we're gonna be talking about it in the review, but I am just blown away by how amazing these Black Series figures are. From the sculpt, to the likeness, to the articulation, everything about these figures are perfect. Of course, we are gonna talk about the display base here in a second too, but I am just so beyond happy with these guys, and I cannot wait to review them for you guys. Let's get them off the spinny stand and take a close look at everything that these figures have to offer. First things first, we're gonna be looking at Anakin, and I gotta say, he is just so beautiful. I gotta say, this figure is just so great. Of course, he does have the brand new Anakin Skywalker legs, which is something that we've been asking for so long, because they've just been reusing those pinned joints for years and years now. So just the fact that we got brand new Anakin Skywalker legs is huge. But to be honest, it's not just the legs, it's everything about this figure is completely brand new sculpted, and it's just amazing. First thing we're gonna do is take a close look at this Hayden Christensen face sculpt, because it is so good, and this is of course the Sith Eyes version. It does not get much better than that. The hair sculpt is great, the Sith Eyes look is really good. I love that kind of like hint of red and yellow we get in the eyes, that angry expression. Black Series is not always great about expressions. They kind of just have a neutral look, and that's why I really love this set, is because these figures have these angry, expressive faces, and that's not something we always get with the Black Series. And of course, we can pop the head off. And here's just the standard Anakin Skywalker head. Nice neutral look, normal eyes. Very nice if you want your like Anakin Skywalker to be more of a Jedi than the Darth Vader version. This is gonna be great, and I bet this is gonna be what the single release of Anakin looks like, and it just looks really good. We are also gonna be going over articulation right now too. As far as the head and neck goes, he does have a ball joint at both the head and neck, so tons of range of motion there. At the shoulders, he can get up into past the T-pose actually, which is super great. The arms can go, of course, all the way around. He does have these huge butterfly joints underneath the robes, so tons of range of motion there for the butterfly joints. We can actually move it out of the way here, and you can just see how large those butterfly joints are, and that is super cool. Looking at the elbows, can get past 90 degrees. Then the hands here are actually on ball joint, and so you do get the motion that goes all the way around, and I think that's great because you get so much expression. So if you want like a forced push, you can get that forced push. You really can get both the horizontal and the vertical movement here, which I love, and I really hope Hasbro switches to all ball jointed wrists. He does have a ball joint at the waist. Surprisingly, the robes don't get in the way at all, which is amazing. He can kick up super far. He of course can get into the splits. He does get past 90 degrees at the elbows, and then he does have the normal pivots and rockers at the ankles. So amazing articulation for this Anakin Skywalker. And of course, looking at Obi-Wan 2, this figure is also just as amazing. Now, I do think the articulation is not quite as good on this Obi-Wan figure, and we will talk about that here in a second, but first we gotta look at that face sculpt. Looking at that Ewan McGregor likeness, it is great. This is such an angry expression on his face too, With that messed up hair too, it just looks so good. A little bit of a dark wash in the hair, which is great, adds a little bit of depth. Really amazing Ewan McGregor likeness to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Again, of course, we can pop off the head. And here we have the normal Obi-Wan look. Again, pretty neutral expression on his face, but he doesn't have the messed up hair. This one is also just great face sculpt and amazing likeness to Ewan McGregor. So now going into articulation, he does have the exact same head and neck, so ball joints at both, great articulation. Now it's this chest overlay that is different for Obi-Wan, because Anakin, as you could see, the two like separate tunic pieces here, they were separate than the rest of the chest, and so it would allow him to get to some more range with the butterfly joints, but since this whole overlay is one solid piece, it makes the overlays a little bit harder to get Obi-Wan into some of those poses, so that is kind of a bummer, but I understand why they did it. So looking at the shoulders, he can get up into that T-pose. The arms can go all the way around. Elbows get past 90 degrees. He has, of course, the ball joints on both wrists. Ball joint at the waist. Tunic doesn't get in the way either, so legs can kick up pretty far. The knees get past 90 degrees. He does have boot swivels. I believe Anakin also had boot swivels, I just missed it. Of course, he also does have the pivots and rockers. Now, one really cool thing about this set is that the lightsabers do come with the extra swooshable blades, which I think is amazing. So here are the three different ones. We have a big, a medium, and a small. All three are looking amazing. And the interesting thing about these three is that they're different for each of the people. Both Anakin and Obi-Wan have a set, and they're different. Anakin's is a little bit darker, a deeper blue. Obi-Wan's is more of this kind of lighter sky blue. And that is actually the same case for the lightsabers as well. It's a little hard to pick up on camera, but Anakin's is more of a deeper blue. Of course, we have to talk about the display bases that come with the set too. Super cool. We do have the lava base to kind of make it look like it's floating, and these do have these little peg holes all across the top. And so really all you have to do is line up the peg holes on the bottom with the peg holes on the lava, and it fits right into place. Now as you can see, there are extra spots for those little pins as well. And these pins are what allow you to actually connect the figure to the base. So it comes with a bunch of these. You kind of just plug it right in to where you want the figure to stand, and you can stand the figure on that thing right there. So that is pretty cool. And then same thing for this extra one for the Mustafar droid. There is another peg hole for it to slot into. And then there are little notches on the lava here for the arms to kind of fit right into. So very nice addition there. And for this to fit into place, you kind of just have to lift and twist, but it should slide right into place there. And then as you see, it kind of clicks and it looks really, really good. And this set just looks so cool when you get it all posed up. Of course, these are not necessarily the most dynamic poses I put them in, but they look so good. It's got the force hands and the swappable blades. It looks so good. It's very large. It is a large set, but it looks so good on display. And to be honest, this is probably easily the best BlackSeries set ever released. It's all I could have ever asked for and dreamed for, and we finally have it here sitting on the table, and it just looks so good. I cannot get enough of this set. And that's a great thing too, is because it includes both of the platform and the Mustafar droid, there's so many different combinations that you can kind of set this thing up if you want to display it. And I think that is really, really cool. Heck, if you just want to have Anakin and the droid on its shelf all alone, you can, and that's super cool. It's really up to you. Another thing that I think is really cool, it has the clash effect, which is brand new for the BlackSeries. It allows you to slot two different lightsabers into this and have like a kind of clash effect, as you can see, and that's super cool. And I know we are getting another one of these in a future BlackSeries set, but I hope we get even more because it's such a cool accessory. Here's a comparison between the brand new Anakin and Obi-Wan and the older versions on the outside. And as you can see just how big of a difference these new ones make. These old figures were outdated, I believe back in 2014 was whenever these figures released. Even actually it might have been 2013, and so they're just old figures, they're outdated, and so they desperately needed an update, and so I'm so glad that we finally have that here. They're looking amazing, and these older figures just pale in comparison to these brand new ones. But here are the Clone Wars figures next to these guys as well, and honestly they're looking great. I cannot complain, and I really, really like how these ones turned out. And it is just really cool to get to see a brand new version of the Revenge of the Sith ones next to the more modernized Clone Wars versions. Here are some more characters that they all interact with Count Dooku on the left and Ahsoka on the right. Seriously, these are some of the best BlackSeries figures ever made. They look so good. Next up, we're going to do some clone comparisons to each of them. So for Obi-Wan, we do have the brand new Commander Cody on the right, and we have the old 212th Trooper on the left, and both are looking spectacular next to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And of course, we have to talk about Order 66 with this guy. So we have the two Kenobi 501st Troopers on the left and right looking so good next to Anakin Skywalker here. I seriously cannot get enough of this figure. But overall, like I said, I am in love with this set. It is by far the best Black Series release of all time, and I seriously cannot get enough of it. If you guys have the chance to pick this one up, I highly suggest you do so because it is just such a masterpiece. Articulation is great, sculpting is amazing. It comes with the just super amazing display base that we've been asking for years. This completely blew away my expectations. I know I've said it before and I'll say it again, but this is the best Black Series release of all time, and it easily gets a 5 out of 5. If you guys did enjoy this review, make sure to go down and hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.